do whatever you want, sitting over there. All rules are broken. Okay? This all went on until we came upon the advent of globalization, because 1991-92 was when liberalization first came over here, right? That's when India opened up and there was foreign investment, companies were set up and so on and so forth. And I too was an entrepreneur during those days. I set up a company and it was very exciting times. However, when I tried to hire people, they had no experience. And then when I tell them a simple job, they say, I don't know how to do it. You have to tell me how to do it. And that was my first shocker. Because I said, hey, you supposed to have studied all this in your engineering, right? They go, no, I didn't. So I decided that this is what we needed to do. So Saturdays become training days, where I went on in technical training, communication skills, and personality development. And this is how we dealt with it. And those were still quiet days. Then, we're talking about the advent of the 21st century, right? With internet, social media, the whole lot. And also, the effect up until then was that even if some things were happening in the West, we were fairly well insulated. However, when the 2008 financial crisis happened in the US, how many of you know about that? Raise your hands. Wow. So you should be talking, not me. What happened to India at that time? What happened here? Did we feel it? Yes. How did we feel it? Did we lose jobs? Absolutely. Until then, even though people were being hired and fired in the West, we were quite happy. We were hiring and progressing. Until then. So the impact of globalization is that the borders are removed. It seems much smaller, and whatever is felt in one part of the world sips very easily to the other part of the world. Which means what to us? Companies are also flattered. There used to be a lot of hierarchy, bosses having bosses, and then a lot of hierarchy, and somebody telling this person what to do, and then they telling somebody what to do, and then they telling somebody what to do, and finally the people at the bottom are really doing the work. So that didn't happen anymore, right? Now employees have more autonomy and responsibility. What does that mean? Your boss tells you what to do, and you better go figure out what to do and do it too. Also, you're working with people. Because there is nothing in the real world that is truly being done by an individual. But is that how we go through college or school? How are we tested? Are you tested individually or collectively? No answer. Individually. So, is that a good preparation for the real world? No. Well, if we recognize that there is a gap, then we can work on it. But if we don't know that such a gap exists, nothing we can do about it, right? Also, jobs are not routine anymore. They are not predictable anymore. They're also not stable anymore. Sadly enough, in your grandparents' day, did you ever hear about them changing jobs? A job meant job for life, right? company join it, I will die with that company, but I will work for that company. That used to be the philosophy. How did that change? Is that how you guys think now? No. You want to go where the big bucks are, you want to do wonderful things, you want to be entrepreneurs, you want to collaborate with people, you want to do all kinds of exciting things. How did that change? This wasn't so long ago, was it? Right? Self-managing work teams are teams of people that are just working together to get work done. That was huge. This is kind of the shift that you're observing. And they're also increasingly global. Because when you look at the next session that's coming up with IT and ITS, you have global companies that have set up shop here, you have companies here that have set up shop in the West, and now all of them need to work together. It's a matter of routine that you have to work nights and days and keep up with the appropriate time over there. So having a conference call at midnight or having a conference call at 6 a.m. is normal, right? Are you ready for this kind of life, guys? No? Yes from this side, nothing from over there. Yes? Why? You don't want to have a life? No balance? Just want to be working all the time? But people tell me that work has become more challenging, but also more satisfying. Okay? I'm using all my skills and abilities. I'm able to think about things. I'm able to do more things than just my boss tells me what to do and I exactly do the same thing. If that's all I was supposed to do, then why do I need so many degrees? Why do I need to be going through so much school? I could have probably just done it right out of high school, right? So, this is what it is. And also, security is gone, right? If you don't do well at the job, can you be guaranteed of your position? How many of you people think that you are going to be hired into a permanent position? Is that word there anymore in our vocabulary? Our grandparents and some of your parents might be aspiring to getting a job which is permanent, right? Is there such a thing anymore? So what is it that we need right now? That's the question. It is clear that we do need something beyond the secondary education. You do need high school class work. You need graduate education. You need training. You need academic knowledge and skills. But you also need practical learning. If you don't have this and you have all this book knowledge, you're not going to be able to do anything. You also need something which is called broader competencies. Okay. What are broader competencies? Anybody, what do you think of broader competencies? What kind of skills or competencies do you think you need to survive in this world? Innovation. Good. What else?
Adaptability.
You got to speak up.
Adaptability.
Adaptivity. Wonderful. Creativity. Leadership. Good.
Smart work.
Hard work. Excellent. Smart work. Oh, immediately as the hard work came, the smart work came. Do you need hard work also, or the smart work is okay? It's a true question, right? Do you need both, or is one is sufficient? Okay. What else? What else? Teamwork. You need recognition? Absolutely. For what? learning. It's not just ethics, professional ethics, but also values as a human being. You know, are we able to respect one another? Are we able to trust another? Are we able to do the right thing? Do we have integrity? A lot of questions that come up that are really important in life. And a lot of times we don't spare the time to talk about them because we've got so many subjects to cover, not enough time to do it. So guess what is getting dropped, right? So this is a problem. Let's talk about three important things. There are many things that we can talk about, but let's talk about three things. Critical thinking and problem solving. This is very critical. Why is it important? Why do we need to think? You need to think? Why? To solve the problem. Is it not obvious that if there's a problem, that there's a solution? It's not readily available, it's not generic, you need to know about the subject, you need to know something more. Only when you have deep knowledge of the subject can you think more about it. Are your examinations tuned to get these skills out of you? Or is it simply memory? Is it not focused on memory, or is it understanding why, how, etc.? That's a question, right? Then let's talk about communication and collaboration. You did not read out the skill, and this, my dear friends, is one of the most important skills of all. You may be the best technical experts, but if you do not know how to get your point across, if you do not know how to work with the other people, you cannot survive in this world. It's very simple. Forget the globalized world. You cannot survive in a world, period. Right? And are you also able to deal with diverse people of various walks of life? Are you able to take initiative? Or are you just waiting for somebody to tell you what to do and do it? That's the question. So where are we now? Right? Our strength is that we have a youthful population. And we have a relatively strong primary education system which is also dying fast. And the areas of improvement are many though. Somebody talked about innovation. There's minimal emphasis of that in the curriculum. And evaluation is mostly on rote learning, which is why the guides work, right? All in ones, right? So, I don't want to dwell on what is, and let's talk about the changes that are required. Are we able to adapt?